Next, I'd like to introduce the first of our two student speakers, the president of our National Junior Honor Society, Jade.
Good evening and welcome faculty, administration, students, families, and friends. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to stand before all of you and speak. It presents quite a moment for me. If you would have told me 3 years ago that I'd be standing here today addressing this many people, I would have quickly replied, "You're crazy." The thought terrified me. And yet, here I stand. Needless to say, I've grown so much since grade 6. I suspect that each of us has grown tremendously. I remember when I entered 6th grade, I thought I was invincible, that no outside hurt could touch me. Life was a roller coaster that only went up. I was a very naive child, wasn't I? Because midway through 6th grade, I was struck with my first tragedy. Since then, life has continued to demand to be lived. And from that point on, yes, I've had many personal experiences, both bad and good, and they've shaped me to be who I am today. I haven't shared the same life experiences as the rest of you. We're all individuals. But I know whatever your reality is what developed your character. And I also know that irrespective of how different our experiences are, collectively we make up the 8th grade class of 2014. I couldn't be prouder to be here amongst all of you, my peers. Next year, I'll be a ghost student who used to walk these halls. But I like to think that my SMHS journey doesn't end when I step foot elsewhere. Wherever my future takes me will always be my past. And I like to approach new life experiences with an open mind and a backpack filled with memories that I've collected along the way. Essentially, you're stuck with me and hopefully I'm stuck with you. Regardless of how many or few times I've talked to you in my journey, I'll miss all of you. I won't be here to watch us grow together even more and find ourselves, but I encourage, implore, and challenge each of you to be your best self throughout high school. It's more than just 4 years. It's a large period of growth and determines what your future track is. So please, my parting wish is that you always put forth your greatest effort, your most optimistic attitude, and try your hardest in your education. It will pay off. As Nelson Mandela once said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. I'm surrounded by potential today, and I hope that it will be put to good use. I've met so many great people here and had so many influential experiences, though, that have altered my life permanently. Thank you to anyone who's participated in the transformation of me. And to those of you who I've never gotten to know, hi, my name is Jade. Thank you for being a part of my life at Southwood Middle High School. It's been quite a ride, hasn't it? Even though I was a naive little 6th grader, maybe I did have one thing right. Life is a roller coaster that only goes up if you want it to be. Thank you again for letting me share my perspectives with you tonight. In preparing for this speech, I wrote a spoken word poem, as I always do to figure out my thoughts. I'd like to close by sharing that with all of you now. If I should disappear tomorrow, instead of crying, please keep on smiling, you'll be okay without me. And tomorrow, when you actually do see me walking these halls for the last time, chances are there'll be a tissue box by my side, my face will be stained with tears, makeup everywhere. I'll be a mess of memories. When you happen to encounter this tsunami of emotion, please don't let it overbear you. I really don't mean to scare you, just preparing for the next 24 hours, even though I know I'll never be ready. Instead of foreshadowing what is to come, I'd rather speak about my past, trying to make this moment last. For me, it all started in the 4th grade, when my hand naturally curled around a pen, scribbled something on a paper, and called it poetry. For some of you, it started much earlier. Either way, in 4th grade, my hand conflicted with my feet. They were afraid of the stage, as if it was a hurricane that would sweep me off my feet, swallow me whole. But here I am tonight, thanks to all of you. I've grown. This place has truly become my second home. I've known most of you since I was 5 years old. You are not acquaintance or peer, you're a brother or sister, and sitting in that audience tonight is my best friend. How deeply will I miss her? In this school, I've had my first kiss, my first diss, my first what is this, my first B, my first lesson, my first I reckon, my first friendship, my first poem, my first, oh yeah, I know him. Thank you for letting me grow into myself with you. There's a select few whom I've never talked to. I wish I had time to change that, but time doesn't wait for anyone. Now is all that I have. Maybe I'll manage to salvage this. From the start, we've been spreading like wildfire, and now we're expanding like vines. We won't always grow together. We'll have lives outside of middle school, but I'll always remember you. I know this isn't very geared toward education, but my mind needs some clarification on what to say. That being said, I only have one thing to tell you about the next 4 years. They're here. Live it, thrive, continue to grow, show who you really are, try your hardest. Life will take you as far as you live it. And I'll miss this, our time together, but that bond doesn't get weathered down. You will always be my past. I wish this moment could last forever. In 6th grade, I told myself, I will get on a stage in front of a room full of my peers and let them hear what I have to say. And here I am. I did this. The most important lesson that I'll take from this chapter in my story is to let my feet catch up to my hands, because sometimes what I have to say is worth hearing.